Well, good Saturday afternoon, I think it is. I don't know. Today just got away with me. I've been busy since dark 30 this morning. So many of you may be wondering, what happened to all the machines since the 50-50 hole Busco? If you haven't watched that, go ahead, go watch it. Kodiak stickers now, wait. No, go please. Right now, go watch that video and then come back to this one. All right. So they've been sitting here because it has been disastrously cold and rainy. I mean, like middle of the Amazon rainforest, rainy and cold. So just disgusting weather. So I've been in the house doing absolutely nothing except working. Anyway, moving on. So today we are going to fix that though. We're going to go ahead and do some maintenance on all the machines and do some repairs on stickers. We did say that it was potentially stickers last ride, and it more than likely is. But on the off chance that one, we don't get another machine soon enough, or two, we want to bring back the OG mud machine, we're going to go ahead and get it back running. Now, if you watched that video, which I hope the 379 of you did, it did start back up. It did. The throttle was hung at 98.327% wide open. So she just ran away. But everything worked, cut it off, hauled it back to the trailer, popped it up, got home. So today, let's do some work in the shop. It's beautiful, cold, got the fire going. Let's do it. Welcome to Town Cricket TV. In the order of things we're doing today, number one, that right there. Shout out Cycle Max, got me a Yamalube oil kit for the Kodiak 700. Comes with a filter, comes with a little gasket ring you need there for your drain plug, and of course 3 quarts of Yamaha oil. Now, why did I go Yamalube oil change? Well, number one, I like running OE stuff in my machines. I think it's better for them. Obviously, stickers is a different story. We don't fucking care. We just run maple syrup and a little bit of salt through it, and she's happy as can be. But the Kodiak, we're going to treat a little bit nicer. Obviously, the Can-Am is going to go to the dealership, let them do it, so I can keep records on file there. But moving on, huge shout out Cycle Max, get me that Yamalube kit. They're right up the street in Wilson, North Carolina. If you need anything, go hit them boys up. They got you. Next, shout out Race Driven Parts. These guys got me a brand new, obviously not OE, Honda 300 throttle. I'll show you why we did that once we get that far, and the accompanying cable. So shout out Race Driven Parts for getting me that stuff. And then I need all this oil. We're going to do an oil change on stickers to get some of the mud, water, dirt, slime, sludge, moss, algae out of the motor. We're going to run it, and we're going to change it again, and then we're going to run it. And that should take care of 90% of our issues. Now, if you follow the channel, you know that we change the oil just about every time we go ride because we know what we're going to put that machine through. Now, I run 20W50 in everything except the Kodiak and the Can-Am. Stickers and any bike I buy to flip gets 20W50 because it's thick. It's good for the wet clutches. If you have a quad, obviously you can run non-wet clutch oil, but we have all wet clutches. So I run wet clutch oil 20W50 in all my older rigs, non-daily driven rigs. Now Cycle Max sent me 10W40, which really works just as well, just as good. But I want 20W50 for that thing over there in the corner, hiding. Or rather, just 20W50 that. So what I'm gonna do now is go ahead and get the skid plate off of the Kodiak, and I'll show you where everything is. There's plenty of videos online, so I'm not going to go through the whole thing with you, but I will show you where oil fill, drain plug, and the oil filter are, so you can reference that if you have one of these machines. But like I said, I'm not going to go through the whole process, just show you where everything is. So let me get my oil bucket, my handy dandy not back breaking cardboard, and a beverage, a frosty beverage, and we'll get started. So the safety squints are real. It's mud and dirt. Yeah. Anyway, under the Kodiak, there's 18.7 thousand volts you gotta take out. Just kidding, there's like 8. 2 on each side by the front wheels, 2 in the front of the middle splash shield, and 2 at the back of the middle splash shield. Take those 8 bolts out, splash shield comes out. When you look up, you're laying on the right side of the machine. You look up, drain plug is directly above you. Filter is right here on the front of the engine, the very bottom. Make sure you got some filter pliers because you're gonna need them. So, go ahead and get that oil drained out, filter changed out, top it off, let it run and charge for a while because it's been cold and it hasn't ran in 2 weeks. And then we'll start the really fun part. So let me get that rolling. Show you, we'll get there when we're done. So while the oil is draining, I figured this would be a good time to tell you about the sponsors that are taking care of today's video. They are Me, Myself, and I. You know, they make really good stuff. A lot of it's on Amazon, but top quality parts to get there exactly when you want them to get there. And I wouldn't recommend anybody else for my machines than Me, Myself, and I. So thank you very much, Me, Myself, and I, for sponsoring this video. Greatly appreciate it. And sorry, Vice Grip Garage, I couldn't write the date on the oil filter because it's black and I don't own a silver Sharpie. So I have to, I feel bad about it. It's terrible, but it's just as much as I want to, there's nothing I can do about it. So sorry, Derek. I don't have a choice. Oil change is done. I'm gonna go ahead and put in 2.75 quarts exactly. Don't go over. I'm putting 2.75 quarts, and that's really it, guys. It's not that hard. It's not difficult at all. Make sure you check for leaks. Make daggone sure you didn't double gasket that oil filter. Very common mistake. It's just gonna if you don't catch that ahead of time. So 2.7 quarts of this Yamalube here with the handy dandy oil. Obviously no sponsorship. Oil filler neck funnel looking doohickey. So let's do it. So got it topped off, 2.75 roughly. Definitely not under quarts. Pretty stinking, where's the camera? Pretty stinking happy with it. So gonna go ahead, put everything back together, put the 72 bolts back in the bottom of it there, and show it outside, let it run for about 3 or 4 hours because it's gonna need it. Here we go. Cardboard. Yeah. I got the fire going. I got someplace to put this oil. Yeah, that's totally air quality approved. Definitely EPA authorized. Just kidding, I'm gonna put it in a safe, proper disposal container and dispose of it properly at the proper locations. So I can properly handle it and properly dispose of it properly. Definitely what's gonna happen. Must have. Here you go. Right, my cornea. Jesus. Right, out you go. Yep. So now we get to work on that guy. So to start with the throttle, I want to get that in and then be able to obviously change the oil and not have it go to 19,000 RPMs as soon as it starts up. Great. So first things first, I am going to be swapping the original Honda cover onto this one. Why? Because it's a Honda and that part's probably $37. So we're gonna keep it. I'll keep this one too, just because, you know, can. But I want the Honda one on there. So let's get to work. So we're gonna go ahead and start by getting the cap off. And we'll try to spin this thing around, get the bottom parts off. And then I'll slide the gas tank over to the left, so that side over there. And we'll get the actual cable out of the fuel make it happen thing. And yeah, then we'll see how screws go. There we go. Three screws in the top. You know, obviously, if you're just maintaining this thing, obviously try to keep track of these screws. They're little guys, but I'm replacing it, so I'm gonna throw them with the rest of my nuts and bolts that I have and forget about it. And when I go to look for it, it definitely won't be there, because that would be too easy. See, that's why I want to save this Honda. Yeah, that cable's locked in there. Oh, see, already lost one. Nope, there it is. Nope, yep, there it is. Now when I did this, I wanted to get as close to stock looking as I could. They offer all different kinds of ones for this. You can get ones that have black, and you can get ones that are extended, and you know, all that kind of stuff. But I really just want, because of what it is, I really just want to keep it as stock looking as possible. Alright, so that's done. What we'll do is put these screws back in here so I don't lose them. I don't ever need them, but you know, just in case. I'm gonna wind up cutting the cable because it's absolutely worthless. I'll show you when I get it off. There's a massive kink in it, and that's what I think created the issue of why it was idling at 300%. I'll show you here just a skosh. Just a second. Oh, that fire is incredible. Oh, I'm telling you, it's cold, y'all. It's cold. That's all. Up. Over left as far as possible without making it. You can obviously take the gas tank off if you want. The fuel line on the tank on this one is hermetically sealed to the petcock, so rather not if I don't have to. The reason I don't need to pull the gas tank all the way off is because all I need to do is get access to this screw right here to get this cover off. Because inside here, of course, is the throttle assembly that's made into the carburetor. One little screw, and if you thought those throttle cover ones were small, this one is Tiny Tim. Come on, little guy. Come on. Not replacing you, so I gotta make sure I keep track of you. Cover off, so just kind of slide it out, and then you kind of gotta work it a little bit. There we go. Yeah, she's locked up. Oh, Jesus. Now, just need to probably get a pair of pliers. Nope. The cable, really, it got frozen when we had our first real big cold snap. And it just never really was right after that. So it sucked, man. This thing had done so well. Maybe it is the car. Oh no, I don't want this carburetor. Oh, I'll just put this thing in here. Now, it's pretty easy to tell when you're changing these out. This side right here with the regular metal is going to be your carburetor side. This side with the rubber gasket there is going to be your throttle side. You really can't screw it up, but you know, might as well go ahead and inform you of that. One of my joys in life is hearing radiator fans cut on. It's like every 7th bike I would buy, radiator fan didn't work. And I would either have to fix it, or if it was a Honda, I would just leave it because they don't ever get hot. Especially ones that go in water, they tend to stay pretty cool. I mean, like, you know. This is the dumbest design ever. So you have to try and slide your little knob there in the middle of here. And despite my best efforts, I have not found an easy way to do that. I think it's not the right word. So realistically, the easiest way to do it sucks. The easiest way to do these is to yank that lock nut out, pull your thing out, center your little nub up there, and put it all back together. Just, you know, remember what it looked like. Yes, I think I did it. Think I got it. Think I got it. Upside down so it's easy to make sure I get everything nice and snug. Before you get it all the way tight, go ahead and rotate it. Oh, let's do this. Yeah, I like that better. Make sure your thumb position is kind of where you want it. It seems really weird. Crisis averted. Had to get in there and do what I didn't want to do. Break that lock nut back off. I hate doing that. This threads just ain't worth shit. And adjust the location of the throttle, and now we're all good again. Except for the fact that I misplaced my screwdriver again, because that's a thing that happens all the time. Oh, it's in my pocket. That's good. Now I'm only going to run this for a second because I do not want to run it long on what's in there, because I want to try and get as much of that as possible. You know what? No, I changed my mind. I'll put some wood in that and change the oil first, because that would be the smart thing to do. Yeah, just gotta think 2 steps ahead, bud. Oh, I'm sure a couple of y'all would like to see what the oil looks like. When we drain this thing, it's gonna be really bad. So, let's get to, oh God, let's do it. Let's just do it. Man, oh, I'm so upset. I had recorded the oil coming out of that thing because it was gray. And I'll show you best I can once I get these filter bolts cleaned off. We are changing the filter, of course. Don't need to go running that dirt and sediment right back through the new oil and old engine. But, you know, obviously when you guys take these off, keep in mind when you pull them out, remember the orientation. Hondas will always be rubber gasket to filter top, bare metal to bare metal. Anyway, speaking of filter, this was ran one time. What you're seeing in there is mostly dirt and sand. So yeah, and you can tell right there that there was a pretty decent amount of water in the oil, albeit the oil was not too bad. There was a pretty decent amount of water in it. So we're gonna go ahead and change the filter, obviously. I'm letting it finish draining. And then we're almost done. I gotta do an oil change, run it, oil change. Should be good to go. So let me grab my new filter. Woo, that's hot. So, just for comparison's sakes, this has one ride on it. This was the same filter I put in there. So Yeah, just, it was time to go is essentially what I'm saying. So let's go drop this in the oil bucket. No, just kidding. I'm not going to do it this time. Let's go put this back in the machine. Now, make sure you put your bolts in the sand. I hear it's good for it. You know, it creates adhesion. So, like I said, metal side in first. There's a spring back there. You can do it however you want to do it. This is just how I do it. I prefer to pinch the gasket onto there. Just kind of slide it back in there. Get your bolt started. And like I said, feel free to run these in with the impact, but don't ugga-dugga them. Save that for your ratchet. Hey, I don't like getting on my pants, but I'll take it when it's a smiley face. Look at that guy. Wilson! Put this in on mode. Torque just like that spark plug, get it tight, and then just get it tight. Don't want to strip them out. Okay, like that. All right, oil filter's done. I'm gonna put the plug back in it. We're gonna put some oil in it. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and put some oil in this thing, and we'll pray to the heavenly God above that the engine is mostly okay. All right, should be drained. For the most part, yeah, that's good enough. All right, put this back in. I'm not worried about the level being perfect on this run, because I know I'm going to drain it again. All I really want to do is just see what condition the actual engine itself is in. I definitely want to see this. That I don't want to lose. Or put the other covers. I want to move them so I wouldn't lose them. And that happen. Right there. Okay. All right. So filters on, dipsticks in, key on, got good power. Woo! See what happens. It's got a pretty good knock in it, but I put 2 quarts in. I'm not worried about checking the oil level or anything. My main concern is going to be what condition is the oil going to be in that I pull back out of this machine. Except don't sink your bike. You can avoid it. Terrible idea. But more or less what I'm speaking to is I don't understand how not only did this bike get water in the airbox once and fire back up, it got it in twice and fired back up. And the only real issue was the throttle was stuck wide open. Now, like I said, please don't do this. Don't do this. We didn't do it for clout. We had the idea that we were going to kill it. You know, that was the idea. The drive home, all we wanted to do was get back to the shop and get it running again. So, you know, we didn't want to kill our bike for clout. Just to go for that. You know, we can't afford to just go spend 20 grand on a new Can. Wish you could. But I'm gonna let this thing run for another 5 or 10 minutes. Let it get nice and warm. Really warm the motor up, and then we're gonna drain the oil again. I don't have another filter here. I'm just gonna run what's in there, and we'll get a beverage. I'll catch you on a little bit. All right, so it's been running for approximately 15 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and kill it, cut the gas off, and let it sit for another 5 minutes. Try to get all the stuff to drain to the pan, the bottom of the motor. Drain it, we'll fill it again. And then the last thing I gotta do is change the ignition coil and the spark plug. And then we're done. So I'm gonna go ahead, kill it, and let it sit while I sit back and enjoy a frosty beverage next to my very warm fire. Out here in the shop, it's over there, over yonder is probably 39 degrees, 40 degrees potentially in the sun. All right, sitting right here, it's 67, 68, a little bit of a breeze. So, I gotta level with you, man. That, did not see that coming. I really thought it would be smoking from every orifice and knocking its ass off and not wanting to idle, and I don't understand. Someone needs to explain it to me. Why a bike that was literally sank twice, I mean water in the air filter, idles better now than it did before. Before I've even changed the spark plug in the ignition coil. The reason I'm changing the spark plug ignition coil is last time I went to go change the spark plug, I noticed that the coil boot was very, very loose on the wire. And unfortunately, the only way you can really fix that is to replace the ignition coil with the boot. And the spark plug is optional, but I'm going to go ahead and do it because I'm might as well. Anyway, so we're going to go let that sit for another 2 or 3 minutes. Drain it, fill it, and change the ignition coil, spark plug, and that's it. I mean, there's nothing else to do. I am dumbstruck. Now, like I said, will you guys continue seeing stickers in the videos? Truthfully, I don't know. That decision is not on me. Like I told Jake, I got my ride. His wife has her ride. My wife rides the same thing I ride. And so it's up to him. You know, it's his finances. It's whatever he wants to do. If he wants to continue to ride stickers, I'm fine with it. I don't care. I'll fix it all day long. If he wants to go and get a new machine, that's totally fine. But it's up to him. So, you know, like I said in the previous video, drop the comments what you think he should do, what you'd like to see him ride. Do you want him to get a brand new machine? Maybe we buy something dilapidated but that runs and drives that we can put some work into and get up to Town Creek par, or should he just continue riding stickers? Drop it in the comment below. And like I said, man, the only way we can get better, make better content, is y'all have got to subscribe. Please subscribe. I'm not begging, but I'm confused as to why 93% of my viewers are not subscribed. Doesn't cost you a dime. I don't upload clickbait. I do what I do with the extra money I have left over that doesn't account for bills and stuff like that. You know, if we had blown stickers up, it would have been, that's how it would have been. And it would have been we would have been kind of screwed. So I'm actually happy it didn't. But please, guys, if you haven't subscribed yet, please. It would make me happy. We can start making more and hopefully better content for you guys and keep the videos rolling out. I don't plan on stopping doing this. You know, I had a conversation with a buddy who's a TikTok guy, and he's got sponsorships and, you know, all this kind of stuff on TikTok, and he rides ATVs and Can-Ams and all that stuff. And he's, I don't, you know, the sponsorship stuff is great. It's awesome. It's fun. But he doesn't do it, just like me, he doesn't do it for the sponsorship and the money and all this stuff. And he does it because it's fun to go back and look at it when you can't go out and ride, or you can't go out and wrench, or whatever the deal is. And that's the real reason why I do it. But I'm going to tell you what, truth be told, when you guys subscribe and I wake up in the morning and see I got 2 or 3 or 4 more new subscribers, I can't even explain the feeling that gives me. It's just such a heartwarming feeling. So if you're not subscribed, please consider it. You don't have to hit the bell if you don't want to. Leave a comment on this video. Leave a comment on any video you want. I'll respond to as many of them as I can. And that's it, guys. So that's been about 2 minutes of ranting. So I'm going to go ahead and drop the oil and stickers. Top it back off again. Go ahead and change the ignition coil. And then we're going to wrap this thing up because I got an event to go to tonight. Cats. Pray. Well, I'm not quite sure how bad it was, but I got this right here. So let's get this out, compare it to this, and see what we got. Real nice. Came in a nice baggie by itself. Spark plug's got the protector on it. Everything looks like it's supposed to be. So we'll get it out and get it figured out. All right, so here we go. Old spark plug, new spark plug. They both are the correct DP8RE. You can tell because of the way that it is. And as well, got the new coil. This thing was just junk. I mean, it is brittle. So I'm guessing it's original. So we're gonna go ahead and plug these in. I'm not anticipating it running like brand new, but I'm just guessing it's gonna help. And of course, once I get this put in there, I will absolutely put some dielectric grease down in there and in the hole, of course, to keep everything hunky-dory. So what I was saying about how you can tell if these are bad, if you look down in that hole there, see all the corrosion and stuff? Yeah. So that is how you know, and it was actually starting to split. So that's how you know that this was bad. If you can just pull that spark plug boot off, it's terrible. Now this one has already been pre-put on there for me, so I'm not gonna mess with them. I'll leave it just like it is. So let's get these put in the bike and start it back up. Whew. Okay, spark plug's changed, coil's changed, everything's tight, oil's in it, filter's changed. The only thing we didn't change was the air filter because I don't have one. Maybe, we'll see. All right, so here we go. Complete redneck rebuild starting. Here we go, baby. Let's go. Don't let me down. Here we go. That's money, dude. Probably up, turn the gas on. What a day. All in all, about 3 hours. Really not too terrible for all the work we did. Kodiak's ready. Stickers is stickers. She's ready to go. She's ready for another round. Should we do it or not? Like I said, guys, drop in the comments. Let me know what you guys want to see. You want to see stickers? You want to see the... Fine. Can-Am, what do you want to see? Drop in the comments. Peace.